you guys like the way I start these videos usually, but you know what? I'm going to keep it going for you guys. You know why? Because the Raptors have kept it rolling. They've now won 4 straight games. It wasn't pretty today, but you know what? It's a win nonetheless. The Raptors hang on for dear life as they beat the New York Knicks 104-99 at MSG. And coming into the game, we all expected a victory. The Knicks coming into the game had lost 15 straight games. They were 10-44. You gotta win. Like I said a couple videos ago, or even in the last video, you could fire your damn G League team out there and you should beat them, even though it's probably maybe a little bit of a stretch. But they're 10-44 going into the game. And the Raptors do not play their A game. They don't really play their B game at all. Maybe a little bit of their C game. And you guys could argue they failed. I mean, it was not a pretty game for the Raptors on the offensive standpoint. They did a pretty good job on the defensive end, but offensively, not pretty at all. The team shoots 38% from the field. Not good whatsoever. You know what bails them out? Their three-point shooting. What? The Raptors make 14 threes. They shoot 40% from beyond the arc. What? We'll get to how that all shapes up in a second. Raptors do shoot 83% from the free throw line as well, so you're good in those two aspects to keep you in the game, as well as your solid defense. Now, it was a horrendous start to the game by the Raps. Terrible. The Raptors are down 14-3 with like 6 minutes left in the first. I'm like, what happened to the offense? Does anybody want to actually make a shot? Didn't feel like it. But they do find themselves as the quarter goes along, and somehow the Raptors are +2 after one quarter of play, 25-23. Second quarter rolls around again, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Raptors +2 in the second quarter. So, you guys can do the math. You're +4 at the half, but the Raptors only score 46 points at half. That ain't good. Yeah, you only give up, what is it? What is that, 41, 42? But still, really, that's not very good by the Raptors. They got to come out in the second and third and fourth quarter and shoot the damn ball. They do, but so do the Knicks. Third quarter, Raptors find a way to be +1, and you're up by 5 heading into the fourth quarter. The Raptors won that third quarter 28-27. Fourth quarter rolls around, and again, back and forth, back and forth. Raptors get a little bit of a lead, it gets washed away. A little bit of a lead, washed away. You know, there was really not, it was a game of league changes. Raptors at one point have a 13-point lead. They had that 12-point lead earlier in the game. It was not a pretty game whatsoever, people, but the Raptors did find a way to get the victory. And in the end, that's what matters. You know? If you come back to me and talk to me, you know, in a few weeks and say, wow, that Knicks game, that's big. It's because it's really not. It's just game 1 of 82. And the Raptors do find a way to come away with that victory, and they're now 41-16. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think the stat goes as this. The Raptors, with the victory today, I think this is it. I think this is what it is. They can, at the very worst, they can be a 500 team. Now, I mean, that's not going to happen because the Raptors are a lot better than that. And that will be for the 6th straight season. That is a tall task for a lot of teams to be +500 6 consecutive years, you know? And for the Raptors to do this through their best stretch in franchise history, it's an accomplishment. And I'm proud of these guys. As much as they didn't play well tonight, I'm proud of them. All right, and let's break through some numbers here and talk about who did what and all that great stuff. Kyle Lowry, my MVP today. I'm coming out with it right away. He had 22 points, 4 boards, 5 assists on 6 of 10 shooting, 5 of 6 from the line, 5 of 7 from 3, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and he was a +6 on the floor. He was making his field goal shots. He was making his threes. He made his free throws, and he sprinkled in a couple blocks and a couple steals here and there. He was the dog we know and love, and no one else was shooting well, but he was. Well, Danny Green was as well, and Ibaka shot 50%. But other than those guys, nothing really happened. Pau Gasol. Oh, we're going to have to get used to this, people. Marc Gasol, in his first game as a Toronto Raptor, played 19 minutes. He had 7 points, 6 rebounds on 3 of 7 shooting. He had assists as well. 1 of 2 from 3. He gave you a couple steals. He gave you a block as well. He was a +3 on the floor. Again, not a gigantic impact was Marc Gasol in the game today, but I'm not expecting it. He played his entire career with the Memphis Grizzlies. And his first game as a Raptor, off the bench, where he hasn't been all year, we expect him to just jump in and give you, 15 and 10 or 15 and 8 or whatever? It's not that easy, for a guy who's not playing in a normal place. I mean, I guess he's played in New York before, but with new teammates, new system, he's coming off the bench, today at least. So, I give Marc Gasol the break. And you know what? I love what he said after the game. Jack asked him, well, Mark, I guess what are you going to bring to the team? He's like, you know what? I just want to do anything I can to help this team win. And I'm like, enough for me. That's all I want to hear. And seeing Marc Gasol, it's going to be a problem, people, for a little bit, and then I get used to it. He will be good. He will be. And he showed some flashes of pretty good things. In the first 8 minutes he played, he had 4 points and 5 boards. So he got a mojo going early on. It just kind of slowed down near the end of his outing. But the team, like we said, did not shoot well whatsoever. And the main catalyst to that, Kawhi Leonard and Pascal Siakam. They combined for 21 points on 7 for 28 shooting. That's awful. And they combined from 1 of 8 from 3. And they were okay at the free throw line, but not a great shooting game for both guys. And so what does that mean? Other guys got to step up. Next man up. Who does it? Ibaka continues to roll. 15 points, 13 rebounds. Gives you 4 assists as well on 5 of 10 shooting. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He was good out there. I liked what I saw from Serge. Danny Green was great. 14 points, 4 boards, 5 of 9 shooting. 4 of 6 from 3. He'll be in the 3-point contest on All-Star Weekend this upcoming weekend. That is going to be awesome to see Danny Green there. And Norman Powell. As much as he didn't shoot the ball percentage-wise very well tonight, he did give you 14 points off the bench in 16 minutes of work. He's been playing some great basketball, and with DeLon Wright gone, and obviously JV gone, Norman Powell is one of your primary options on that second unit. So he's going to have to play a huge part in that bench mob. And he did today. Like I said, did he shoot the ball well? No. But he got you 14 points off the bench, which we'll take any day of the week. All right, and like I said, guys, it wasn't a pretty game. You get rebounded by 10. The offensive boards were +5 in favor of the Knicks. That's arguably because of DeAndre Jordan. Assists were 27-22 in favor of the Raptors. 27 assists is a pretty solid number, so I think we'll take that any day. Turnovers were minimal, 12 turnovers for the Raptors and 14 for the New York Knicks. Big problem, points in the paint. Big problem. And, yeah, they had 15 offensive rebounds, but that led to a lot of points. So they had 52 points in the paint. The Raptors only had 28. Second chance points, 22 for the Knicks on 15 on 15 offensive rebounds. The Raptors had 8. So you look at it, plus 14 in second chance points, and you guys can do the math about the points in the paint. It's a lot. It's like, 26, 20, 24? Plus 24 in favor of the Knicks in the points in the paint. That's not good. But like I said earlier, the Raptors found a way to win when they shoot 38% from the field. Only against the Knicks that is going to happen. And you don't play them next, so you have to play better. The next team the Raptors play are the Brooklyn Nets at Scotiabank Arena. Thank goodness. It's a 7:30 tip-off there on Monday night. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the victory today because it was stressful, but it's a victory. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of the video? Who's your MVP for the Raptors in the game today? Also, what'd you think of this game? Do you look anything into it or just say W, move on? That's the way I'm looking at it. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this game, this team, the addition of Marc Gasol. Why do you think he was out there tonight? Do you think he played a little bit tentative because he's on a new team? He has to learn everything. That's what I think he was. I want to hear what you guys have to say about all that crazy stuff. And Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition. It'll be Thursday or Friday next week, podcast edition. Links are in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow night as the Leafs are back in action on the second night of a back-to-back as they head to MSG, as the Raptors were there today, to take on the New York Rangers. Garrett Sparks and Henrik Lundqvist are the expected starters in that game tomorrow night. And as we said for the Toronto Raptors, they take on the Brooklyn Nets at Scotiabank Arena. 7:30 tip-off. All right, on Monday night as the Raptors look for their, fifth straight victory? They look for 5 in a row? They look for their 5th straight victory. Leafs have won 4 straight. Raptors have won 4 straight. All smiles here in Toronto right now. And the Raptors look to make it 5 on Monday against the Nets. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.